블랙이에요. 아, 형님 감사합니다. 자, 빠르게 자막 바꾸고 보도록 하겠습니다.
All right, game number 4. In the upper right-hand corner, we have Killer, the red Zerg. And in the bottom left corner, we have Snow, is the yellow Protoss. Game number 4 here in the BCT Star League. Round of 8, Group A. Should be a fun game here on Electric Circuit. We did not see Snow's build last game, a little bit of early cheese from Killer. Didn't let us see whether or not he was going to continue on that heavy airplay. I thought he did well in the first game. Of course, Killer did well in the second game, fending it off. A little bit of a cheese, but able to fend it off and hold the fort base. We'll see whether or not this goes that way on this map. Of course, there is no ramp in this map, so there is some early aggression possibilities from both players in both Zealots and Wings. Snow going ahead and just laying down his pylon and his naturals. No proxy gate action. Killer looks like it is going to not be 9-pool, it is just going to be an overpool. I would expect, I think he did really well the past 2 games going to overpool for hatchery, and in the end, if you can build those Zerglings and pressure out the Protoss, force those extra cannons, I think Zerg and Protoss pretty much end out even in that exchange. Both a little bit behind economically, but I think all in all it's even, and Zerg is fine to welcome that going into the middle game. More drones, yes, this is actually going to be a 12 build. More drones coming out. I imagine 12 hatch. Yeah, there's the drone going to the natural, and the probe was not able to stop it. So they're just going to go ahead and get that 12 hatch. It should be scouted, but the forge already was laid down, so it's not going to be a gateway first like we saw in the first game, where Snow was able to put that early pressure on. So it's just going to be forge first. Maybe going gateway next, considering it's not going to have to worry about these early lings yet. No spawning pool laid down even for Killer. I'm just now laying down the spawning pool. Forge finishing up. I imagine Nexus first. Nexus Gateway Cannon should be pretty strong. This is, of course, cross position, so the rush distance for the Zerg is just going to be a little bit longer.
프로브를 확인을 했기 때문에 포지 이후에 캐논 짓지 않고 넥서스를 바로 가져갈 움직임으로 보여요.
Alright, Probe just mining some minerals, tricking out the drones. Yeah, it is going to be Nexus first for Snow. Both sides really focusing on economics in the opening, trying to build up some strong mid games. So your Probe able to just kind of go in and scout, and we don't see that third hatchery. It's the third hatchery at the back, mineral only. This map is a lot like Medusa, if anyone remembers that from back in the Savior days. This map is a lot like Medusa, where you have that kind of natural base that's protected by the temples and the minerals that you can mine out. But interestingly, going for that mineral only, and this is actually, it does lead to really strong timing pushes. Of course, Hydra bus, really good. You don't need that third gas. Just go ahead and build down if you're focusing on the Hydra game. But it is going to kind of slow down any air tech if it does get into the actual middle game. This could be a little bit of a liability, not having access to that third gas, and of course not having that foothold in the extra natural, which can allow you to get that easy fourth. Right. First cannon just going down. He only saw 2 Zerglings pop. The first one's going to go scout. One cannon going to be able to hold that off in time. Not too much coming out from either player. Looks like we do have the core already down in the main for Snow. Looking at the minimap, he's got his gas. I imagine this will just be Corsair, straight into Corsair play from Snow. Killer. Yeah, still no mid space. This could be trying to go on Hydra, and look, he's trying to chase out that probe. Okay, so it is going to be layer, so it is going to be 3 hatch Spire, at least to start off with, unless he can maybe cancel it. He's desperately trying to get this drone out. No speed though. It's not going to one Zergling's not going to be able to chase out the probe. And man, this is just so much scouting information. Able to see the drone counts, able to go in and see the lair, and he's going to be able to watch it finish. If you can watch it finish, that's huge. Yeah, going and scouting the top, seeing everything, you know, just not going to have to worry about it. And yes, lair finish, no chance canceling it. Going and laying down the spire. So really a hero probe. That scouting is really, really crucial here. Going and taking out, really crucial, but able to see the 4th hatchery, knowing that this is just kind of going to be standard play from Killer. Opening 3 hatch spire. Imagine the 5th hatchery is being laid down somewhere in Killer's base. No upgrades, though. Actually, we're seeing an earlier Dragoon, which I'm not sure exactly what that signal is. One Dragoon is not going to do a lot against Mutalisks. First Corsair coming out, and it's going to be... This could actually be fast 3rd. And that's one of the things of the map. It's protected mineral only in the back, which really is useful for Protoss. Zerg doesn't really benefit too much from that protected mineral, but Protoss really benefits a lot from it, and it's going to be hard to get it, especially if he does focus on the air and can prevent the Mutalisk harass from ever coming out. See, no second gas actually built for Killer, so he's only running at 1 gas, and I think the Pro might have been able to see it, so he's not shouldn't even be worried about Mutalisks really. Really only Hydralisk is what he should be worried about. And we're seeing somebody poke their hand in. I think that's the Korean commentator whose video I'm using to dub over. All right, 2 Corsairs able to come out, going to be able to snipe off a couple Overlords. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Killer going to be able to remake those. I think the first Scourge are out, which is why the Corsair is running away. Protoss taking the forward stance. 3 Zealots and a Dragoon. At Cannon in the main, I like it, and it is going to be Sarah Reaver. So we do have +1 for our Sares, and it's going to be fast Sarah Reaver. I really like it for this map. Of course, that mineral only is very harassable to Reavers, and just kind of any airplay. And only playing off of 2 gas, it's going to be hard for Killer to charge directly by air. He is going to have to go Hydra. Yeah, Hydra speed already being built up, but oh man, he might be able to snipe off the 3rd and a half base, the 4th base here from Killer. The Zealots aren't going to be enough to fight off these Lings. Going to be able to pull them back, maybe force out an extra couple Lings, but these Zealots should be able to camp in the back and just kill off a ton of Lings, just in really favorable positioning. It's kind of like Helm's Deep. Just being able to, a few Zealots able to hold off an entire army. Just, going to be a little bit of a harassment for Killer. Dragoon will go down. Just an early poke out. It lets him get his Reaver out. And that's really the unit that's going to do his damage. Once Shuttle Speed finishes, and he has already reached Critical Master Stairs, and with the +1, he should have no trouble against the Scourge from the Zerg player Killer. Alright. More Scourge coming down. He still has only 1 gateway, so he might be vulnerable a little bit if these Reavers do get picked off or are away when the Hydras come. But I think these Hydras are just going to be kind of a defensive unit for the time being. Alright, Killer was able to scout the Sarah Reaver leaving the base. I don't know if he has Burrow yet, but man, Snow is built. His 3rd base is mineral only, and that's just going to be really strong. It's going to lead to, after this early Sarah Reaver attack, he's going to be able to lay down 5 or 6 gateways in his main, and just get a bigger army and push out with that. Alright, going ahead and going in and harassing. Let's see here. Yep, we've got some bad Scarabs. Alright. Gonna go ahead and Shuttle's gonna lose all its shields and a little bit of HP. The Sunken Colony's down at that base, so it's just gonna be a little bit harder to get in there and harass. He's not able to do any damage, but just as long as he kind of holds the Hydra back, keeps her from attacking him, who knows that he's in a pretty good economic position. And in fact, he might be able to just afford... Oh, what? Okay. Forget what I said about this, translating into a normal ground game. He's actually going Fleet Beacon. This is going to be D-Web. D-Web Sarah Reaver, about as intense as you can go.
자, 견제를 해주면서
This is
진행을
gonna be some wild play coming in from Snow. Alright, going in, sniping in a few more drones. Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy from Snow. He's gonna keep up the harassment, and he's gonna get this 4th base, and Killer's not gonna be able to leave his base for quite some time. Just worrying about these Sarah Reavers, especially once the D-Web is out, and you just D-Web the Sunkens, D-Web where the Hydras are standing, and let the Reaver just demolish everything else.
경기를 진행함에 있음으로써
Alright,
중반까지는
looks
좋지만
like it's gonna be a little bit of a slower finish. He's got a Reaver up there. So I imagine he might be 2 Reavers in the shuttle, and then 1 at his natural, 1 at this 4th base for defense for Snow. Let's see if he continues the harass. He is pulling back a little bit, but at least he hasn't lost any of his Sares, so he can still keep this threat so long as these Sares are on the board. He can keep threat and kind of hold it back. Okay, Overlord speed and Overlord drops being built. Burrow was researched. You can see those Burrow Hydras or Burrow Lings possibly right there. Burrow was researched and going ahead and not doing a good job. Not doing a good job. Only 5 Sares now, and this is not good for the Protoss player to lose those Sares. If he loses just 1 or 2 more, then he loses critical mass, and the effectiveness of these Corsairs, especially considering he's going Fleet Beacon and he needs their energy, is just going to go downhill. Alright, so 6 Sares, we've got a double Reaver harass, and if the D-Web is done, this could be quite a surprise, and I could see this base going down for Killer right now. If with 4 Reavers, enough D-Web to pretty much cover everything. Oh man, the Hydra's not even in a good position. The D-Web didn't even do all that much. 4 Reavers in this corner is just going to be devastating. There's, nothing the Hydras can do with, that much D-Web and 4 Reavers in the corner. Hydra should just back up. Kill should just give up this base. If there's enough energies on the Corsairs to just lay down 2 or 3 more D-Webs, it's going to be over. But no, it looks like, there was one more thing of energy. Okay, more D-Web going down. He might be able to snipe off 1, 2 of these Reavers. Okay, he was able to get 1 of the Reavers. The Hydras are getting us around. Oh man, getting more of the Reavers. So he is able to go ahead and stop this off, but losing pretty much an entire Hydros army just against 4 Reavers in that base. And I think he was able to get the shuttles out. And meanwhile, full macro mode for Snow. He's laid down a few more gateways, so he is switching now a little bit more ground heavy in his main. Switching away from the Reaver, but 3.5 basics for Protoss. He's even expansions with Zerg. They're desperately trying to get another base in the bottom right corner, but that's probably not going to be enough. I did not check the Hydra. I imagine these are maybe just +1 Hydras. No, they're +2 Hydras. 0-2 Hydras. But I imagine Protoss is probably a +2 himself with the ground weapons. Okay, so he is still going to Stargate. It looks like this Killer might be trying to go for a drop. I'm not sure how effective this can be. He might be able to kind of drive away mining from the 3rd base, but the Saras are just going to be there and scout it, and that's pretty much just going to put an end to this drop. There's not a lot of I will skip the video. Yeah, there's not a lot the Killer can do to get in. The Sares are there to defend. Okay, a few more safety cannons going down for Protoss at that mineral-only base. Zerg finally finishing that bottom right base. It should maybe get mining and getting that 4th gas. Finally able 4th gas. We're at we're well into this game. We're at, 10 minutes into this game, 13 minutes into this game, and just now seeing that 4th gas go down. So Killer been a little starved for the gas, hasn't been able to pump out any Scourge, and let's see here. Okay, Reaver's going down. I think there's going to be a lot of D-Web though. All right, not able to bait out any D-Webs from the Protoss player, and so long as he just kind of keeps the energy on these Sares. Okay, he's going right back to the same positioning. He's going to be able to D-Web all of that. Okay, lots of Scourge out, but that's just a lot of gas completely gone to waste now. Scourge doing absolutely nothing against 10 +1 Sares. Let's see here, and unfortunately this guy is filling out a survey, not letting me see the game. Okay, he is going to be able to come in. He should be able, if he focuses down the hatchery, should be able to get the hatchery. Going to be able to just at least snipe off more Hydras, and if he can keep this Hydra army just really ridiculously low, which he's just been doing by harassment, he's just not having to worry at all about anything coming, any counter pressure. Alright, so he's able to take down that base. He's going to go and pull out, should be able to harass, and might be able to take out the natural at this bottom right corner. If he doesn't get caught out, no, doing a great job hugging these cliffs, really abusing Sarah Reavers in the map, abusing all the cliffs, and abusing all the little nooks and crannies where the Reavers can get in and the Hydralists cannot surround the Reavers and really gain an advantage. And, oh, is this really? Oh, what? No way. Okay. Snow! Snow, I love you. Okay, Snow has decided, you know, when you go Sares, you have all the Stargates, and when you go Reavers, you know, carriers are usually really follow-up, especially in PvT, but this is PvZ, and I have not seen a PvZ carrier since since Stork GG play in 2005 Pro League Finals. It's been quite some time. Normally, carriers not very good against the Zerg with the Zerg mobility, and normally Zerg's too far economically. But Snow feeling like he's far enough economically ahead that he's gonna go 4 Stargate carriers against Mass Hydra. We will see. Now, the thing about going carriers is Zerg does have really great air counter. Unlike the Terran, who doesn't have a lot of air counter, Zerg does really great air counter. He can go Devours, which are pretty good against carriers, but unfortunately, Hydralists are not. Hydralists are really terrible. Of course, they can mass up, and they do have a lot more DPS than Goliaths, but they don't have the range. Carriers can just outrange the Hydralists, stick on top of the cliff, and the Hydralists are just going to be forever three range away, unable to take out carriers, only able to snipe the interceptors. And once you get critical mass of interceptors up, it's just really difficult for the Hydralists to do anything about these carriers, and we don't see, I mean, I can't imagine he's scouted this. There's no scan, so it's not like he's scouted this. This is going to come as a complete surprise to Killer. Once the carriers come out, it's going to be basically 8 carriers coming out with full interceptors and no greater Spire. Able to counter it, and enough Sares that the Scourge are not going to be able to do anything. Okay, just now getting Hive. The Greater Spire is not going to be out forever. He's going to have to try to hold off carriers with just Hydralists, and of course Reavers on the ground to help deal with the mass. And of course it is a huge problem when you have basically all 9 range units against these 6 range Hydralists. Okay, Hydras are coming in. They're busting this base. There is no ground army. That might tip away something to Killer to know, okay, why is there 0 ground army? Has he really been pumping Sarah Reaver that hard? Okay, but now he's going to see the carriers, and this is going to get pretty crazy for the Zerg player. He's going to focus down the Nexus. He should be able to get that Nexus down. There's not going to be enough carriers in time, but already Snow has killed the 12 o'clock base. He's going to take the mineral only. And he can just kind of just swing around. Might be able to get the main and stop the Hydras, kill the Hydras and kill the Spire and really stop anything from going down. Let's see here. We are going to see, oh man, but this is a problem when you have, Scourge are really good against carriers, that there's no Corsairs around to stop the Scourge, and of course he split him up, so he does lose, I think, what was that, 2 or 3 carriers to Scourge. So a good trade from Killer, and he is going to go a ton of bases, and he is going to play this out. It is kind of an unsure. We are in dangerous unplayed territories when we have carriers in a PvZ. When I picked these games, I did not know that there was going to be this crazy Sarah Reaver carrier game coming out. And oh man, I think that's 10 carriers. Yeah, 10 carriers. I think that's 5 Stargates producing carriers. It's 5 Stargates. He's only got 4 bases, so it's not like he can protect this
없어요.
infinitely.
이거 없다고 봐야
Taking
돼요.
down the main, if he can take down these productions, yeah, having to rebuild hatcheries at the his new main in the bottom right corner.
일반 경기와보다 보다 많은 멀티 수가 필요했고.
Oh man.
보다 많은 현란한 움직임으로 캐리어의
I'm speechless at this point. More Sarah Reaver shenanigans. More D-Web. More D-Web OP. Okay, he is gonna go ahead and get his 3 shuttles full of Reavers out of there. Having gone ahead and oh, he didn't actually kill the hive, so he hasn't stopped the tech. So we could actually see a greater spire being laid down for Killer. He wasn't able to snipe off that hive. A little unfortunate for Snow. Very fortunate for Killer. Don't know able to hold that off, and we could possibly see a greater spire down. But, oh, that is an ugly amount of carriage. This is an entire control group of carriers. This is like when you play on fastest map and you just want to build up an army that nothing can kill and you can just A move it. And that's what this is. This is the A move carrier. Entire control group of carriers, just going to be able to destroy buildings, going to be able to range these defensive units, and of course D-Web on top of that. D-Web going to be able to pretty much stop any Hydras from clumping underneath. Don't know to stop those static defenses. Yeah, Hydra's not going to be enough. Going to be able to just focus down. Not a lot Protoss or Zerg can do. He's going to try to win with Scourge. Gonna try to win with Scourge when there is, over control group of Corsairs. Just complete air superiority here from Killer, so long as he's a little careful. And yeah, I think this is more than one control group of carries. He's got, it looks like 2 control groups. He's building on a second control group. Scourge going down. No more Scourgy. This bottom right base is going to be going down. He's rebuilding everywhere. This is what you do when you're going against carriers. He's just rebuilding everywhere. Trying to get basically the entire map and saying, you can't kill all my bases at once. And just hold them off. Protoss doesn't really have another expansion he can be grabbing. I think he should probably just go ahead and grab that 6 o'clock base. He's probably the safest. D-Web going down on the ramp with the Reavers there. Gonna be able to easily stop the Hydras from getting up. A little range down that hatchery, that natural only, or the mineral only. Gonna be able to take down the hatcheries in that second main that he was building up. The reduction is gonna be very cut for Killer. I really don't see how Killer can get out of this. The Reavers will just be enough defense. Like Killer, he's gonna have to just macro just ridiculously high amount. Protoss is not even gonna be losing any units. Like he can just come in here. The only thing he's losing in terms of mineral wise is scarabs. That's the only thing that's costing him money right now. He's pretty much built up the death ball that can't be beat. And Killer's just gonna try to infinitely macro out of it. I think just eventually build 2 DPs and just cover the map with DCs and stop all the bases. There's nothing else he needs to spend his money on. He's got the Snow already has a full army composition. It's not going to need anything else. He's just going to be able to power in, and Killer doesn't really have a chance of a counterattack. Maybe a drop, but the army's already there. The army would be able to pull back and stop it. And he can't do a frontal attack, because any frontal attack, there's Reavers. There's Reavers there, and Reavers are a great defensive unit. Once again, he's only going to lose his Scarabs. I don't see any more shuttles, I imagine. Okay, well, he's still pumping more carriers, deciding that 15 carriers is not enough. GG! Finally from Killer, after facing 15 carriers, I would have GG too, quite a long time ago. Good game. Alright. Game number 5, not the way I think any of us expected to get there, but we're going to see game number 5 between Snow and Killer. It should be fantastic. You don't want to miss it. Game number 5 coming up next.